Hello, man of word, we truly appreciate that you joined us. We are glad that we can support you in your further development. Today's topic is about 5 lessons that everyone should learn from the book Dare to Lead, written by Brene Brown. So, let's begin. Welcome to amanofword.com, the most refreshing network in the business world. Why should you pay close attention to this? 1. You will see what feelings are hiding under cynicism and sarcasm. 2. You will see why a daring leader contributes more than he criticizes. And 3. You will see that you have to use power with, power to, and power within. A leader is a person who assumes responsibility for identifying the potential in people and ideas and dares to develop that potential. When we dare to lead, we don't assume to have the right answers, we stay inquisitive and ask the right questions. We don't see power as limited and keep it, we know that power becomes endless when we share it with others. We don't avoid tough discussions and circumstances, we lean into vulnerability when it's essential to do good work. So, let's dive in. Lesson 1, the antidote to sarcasm and cynicism. In this book is written that 1. Staying clear and kind. 2. Practicing the courage to say what you mean and mean what you say. Cynicism and sarcasm often mask anger, fear, feelings of inadequacy, and even despair. They're a safe way for us to send out an emotional trial balloon, and if it doesn't go over well, we make it a joke and make you feel stupid for thinking it was ever something different. 3. If what's under cynicism and sarcasm is despair, the antidote is cultivating hope. According to the research of C.R. Snyder, hope isn't a warm and fuzzy feeling. He defines it as a cognitive emotional process that has 3 parts. This is a process that most of us, if we're lucky, are taught growing up, though it can be learned at any time. The 3 parts are goal, pathway, and agency. We can identify a realistic goal, I know where I want to go, and then we can figure out the pathway to get there, even if it's not a straight line and involves a plan B and scrappiness. I know I can get there because I'm persistent, and I will keep trying in the face of setbacks and disappointment. Agency is a belief in our ability to stay on that path until we've arrived. I know I can do this. Lesson 2, daring leadership, making contributions and taking risks. In the book is written that, at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of my life, I want to say I contributed more than I criticized. It's that simple. If you find yourself leading a team or culture in which criticism outweighs contribution, make a conscious and resolute decision to stop rewarding the former. In fact, turn contribution into a rumble skill. In our company, you aren't allowed to criticize without offering a point of view in return. If you're going to tear something down, you have to offer a specific plan for how you would rebuild it to make it stronger and more substantial. In fact, even if there's nothing to criticize, we still require everyone who comes into any meeting to come with a prepared point of view and then share it. This supercharges contribution and puts everyone into the arena, where the stakes are high. Your point of view can shift as new data emerge, but you still have to participate and risk a little dirt and blood on your face. The people who count are the people who are putting themselves out there and making contributions. Cheap seats be damned. Lesson 3, daring leadership using power with, power to, and power within. In this book is written that in their publication Making Change Happen, Power, Just Associates, a global interdisciplinary network of activists, organizers, educators, and scholars, defines 3 variations of power within the context of social justice and activism. They are equally helpful in organizations, as they present pathways where team members can maintain their own agency and recognize their own sources of power, in a way that ladders up to the greatest good. In our culture, we often talk about empowering people, but it's a nebulous concept that's difficult to define. What does that actually mean? I think these 3 elements make clear the work we need to do. Power with has to do with finding common ground among different interests in order to build collective strength. Based on mutual support, solidarity, collaboration, and recognition and respect for differences, power with multiplies individual talents, knowledge, and resources to make a larger impact. Power to translates to giving everyone on your team agency and acknowledging their unique potential. It is based on the belief that each individual has the power to make a difference, which can be multiplied by new skills, knowledge, awareness, and confidence. Power within is defined by an ability to recognize differences and respect others, grounded in a strong foundation of self-worth and self-knowledge. When we operate from a place of power within, we feel comfortable challenging assumptions and long-held beliefs, pushing against the status quo, and asking if there aren't other ways to achieve the highest common good. Lesson 4, daring leadership, knowing your value. In this book is written that, daring leaders sit down with their team members and have real rumbles with them about the unique contributions they make, so that everyone knows where they're strong. Remember too that sometimes we overlook our own strengths because we take them for granted and forget that they're special. I'm a strong storyteller, the provenance of my upbringing. I sometimes forget that I'm uniquely equipped to do this because it's easy for me. Tuck your team members in around the areas where they quickly achieve flow. Those are typically where they are particularly primed to contribute value. As Ken Blanchard, the author of the 1982 best-selling leadership guide The 1-Minute Manager, explains, catch people doing things right. It's much more powerful than collecting wrong behaviors. Getting clear on our value and our team members' values will revolutionize our company and create lanes where none might have existed before. Instead of a 10-person race, we start to develop a coordinated relay in which team members baton toss to each other's strengths instead of vying to run the whole stretch alone. Once everyone understands their value, we stop hustling for worthiness and lean into our gifts. Lesson 5: Daring leadership: acknowledging, naming, and normalizing collective fear and uncertainty. In the midst of uncertainty and fear, leaders have an ethical responsibility to hold their people in discomfort, to acknowledge the tumult but not fan it, to share information and not inflate or fake it. Daring leaders acknowledge, name, and normalize discord and difference without fueling divisiveness or benefiting from it. When we are managing during a time of scarcity or deep uncertainty, it is imperative that we embrace the uncertainty. We need to tell our teams that we will share as much as we're able when we're able. We need to be available to fact-check the stories that our team members might be making up, because in scarcity we invent worst-case scenarios. We need to open up the room for rumbling around vulnerability. There is incredible relief and power in naming and normalizing fear and uncertainty. We have to find the courage to look back at the people who are looking at us for leadership and say, this is difficult. There are no simple answers. There is pain and fear that would be easy to unload on others, but that would be unfair and out of our integrity. We will walk through this in a way that makes us feel proud. It will be hard, but we will do it together. What are the best things to remember from this? 1. Cynicism and sarcasm often hide anger, fear, feelings of insufficiency, and even despair. 2. A dare leader contributes more than he criticizes. And 3. A dare leader lets to know every member of the team where they are strong. Well, our list ends here. Let us know in the comment section what are your thoughts about our list. Thank you for watching until the end, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell button to be notified for every new learning opportunity. And always remember, man of word, be aware of the person that you can become.